Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're doing something a little different. We're going to embark on a journey that might completely, redefine how you view the universe and your exact location in it. We spend so much time looking down at our screens, right? Or just focusing on the immediate world right in front of us, that we totally forget to look up and comprehend the reality of where we actually live. So, let's explore our cosmic home, the Milky Way galaxy, and uncover the mind-bending scale of where we truly reside.
I want to start off by throwing this massive number right at you, 800,000. Right now, as you sit there watching this explainer, you probably feel completely stationary. You feel still, right? Well, the reality is you are currently spinning through space at over 800,000 kilometers per hour. You're not in a spaceship, you're not in a sci-fi movie, you are literally anchored to a rock, flying at breakneck speed inside something so unimaginably vast and complex that honestly the human mind can barely hold the thought of it.
Which brings us to the core question of our explainer today. You live inside this galaxy, but have you ever really seen it? Like, have you ever truly conceptualized what it is you're hurtling through? Sure, we see illustrations or those gorgeous night sky photographs, but grasping the actual physical, geographical reality of our cosmic home is a whole different ballgame. So today, we're going to map out exactly what the Milky Way is, where we sit inside it, and where we're going. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Our place in space, the Orion Arm.
Before we can understand the whole structure, we really have to find our pinpoint on the map. Human history has often placed us right at the center of everything, but the truth, it's much more humbling. Our solar system is located in the Orion Arm. Think of the galaxy as this massive, sprawling metropolis. We aren't in the bustling, chaotic downtown center, and we aren't completely out in the absolute middle of nowhere either. We live in a quiet, cosmic suburb. It's this peaceful, relatively stable spiral arm tucked between two larger main arms of the galaxy. Literally our perfect little cosmic address.
Now, within this massive metropolis, we are surrounded by neighbors. When you look up at the darkest, clearest night sky, every single star you can see with your naked eye is just a tiny, tiny fraction of what's out there. They're just our immediate local neighbors in a galaxy of over 100 billion stars. And the math gets even more exciting from there, because we now know that planets orbit many, if not most, of these stars. That means out there in the dark, there are countless diverse planetary environments, alien landscapes, and, statistically speaking, the profound potential for life. Moving on to Section 2, Anatomy of the Milky Way, Cosmic Structure. So we don't just live in any galaxy, we live in a barred spiral galaxy. Imagine a cosmic city made up of swirling arms radiating out from a central glowing, bar-shaped core. But it's not just made of stars now. The ingredients of this structure are vast clouds of cosmic dust, swirling gases where brand new stars are born, and, get this, an invisible, mysterious scaffolding of dark matter that literally holds the entire colossal structure together. Let that sink in for a second. 100 billion. That is the sheer volume of stars contained within our galactic borders. To put that into perspective, if you were to count one star every single second, non-stop, it would take you over 3,000 years just to count the stars in our home galaxy. 3,000 years! And remember, that's just one galaxy out of billions in the observable universe. But hey, it's not just the amount of material. It's the sheer distance. 100,000 light years across. Even at the ultimate speed limit of the universe, the speed of light, it would take a beam of light 100,000 years just to cross from one edge of the Milky Way to the other. That is the true scale of the structure you're currently living inside. Which brings us to the core. Section 3, the supermassive black hole, the heart of the galaxy. Every giant structure has a center of gravity, right? A focal point. And as we move deeper into our map, things take a turn from awe-inspiring to, well, slightly terrifying. Right at the very center of our glowing galactic core lies a dark mystery, Sagittarius A star. It's a supermassive black hole. It's the invisible, immensely powerful anchor around which our entire galaxy revolves. And because it's a black hole, its gravity is so intense that not even light can escape it, meaning we can't see it directly. We only know it's there by watching stars zip around it at terrifying speeds, caught in its relentless gravitational grip. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer, incomprehensible scale we're dealing with here. Over on the left is our Sun. Now, the Sun is a star so massive it accounts for 99.8% of all the mass in our entire solar system. But on the right, Sagittarius A star. It is 4 million times the mass of our Sun. 4 million suns crushed down into a singular point of infinite density.
It is the silent, terrifying monster sitting quietly right in the center of our cosmic city.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. Section 4. A galaxy in motion, orbit, and evolution. Of course, in the universe, nothing ever sits perfectly still. The Milky Way is incredibly dynamic. Remember that 800,000 kilometers per hour we talked about at the beginning? Well, we're moving with the rotation of the galaxy. Because the Milky Way is so big, it takes our solar system 225 million years to complete just a single orbit around the galactic center. So to put that in perspective, the last time Earth was in this exact spot in the galaxy, dinosaurs were just beginning to walk the planet. But there's a much bigger event on the horizon. If we jump forward in deep time to about 4 billion years from now, our galaxy is actually on a direct collision course with our massive neighbor, the Andromeda galaxy.
Now, I know when you hear the word collision on a galactic scale, it sounds absolutely terrifying. But actually, scratch that. This is not destruction, it's transformation. Because space is so incredibly empty, the actual distance between individual stars is so vast that when these two monumental galaxies merge, it is highly unlikely that any two stars will actually collide. Instead, their gravitational forces will engage in this slow, beautiful, cosmic dance. The spiral arms will distort, stars will stream across the sky, and eventually the two will settle into a brand new, even larger galaxy. It's cosmic evolution at its finest.
Finally, let's wrap this up with Section 5. You are made of stardust and why it matters.
We've talked about billions of stars, massive black holes, and billion-year timelines. And honestly, it's easy to feel incredibly small and disconnected from all of that. But I want to bring this all the way back down to you on a deeply personal level. So the crucial point is captured perfectly in this quote. Every atom in your body was born in ancient stars. You aren't simply a resident living inside the Milky Way, you are literally constructed from it. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the carbon in your DNA, these heavy elements didn't just appear out of nowhere. They were forged billions of years ago in the nuclear furnaces of ancient stars that lived, died, and exploded, scattering their enriched guts across the galaxy. That stardust eventually coalesced to form our solar system, our planet, and ultimately you.
Which leads us to our final thought for this explainer. The next time you step outside on a clear night, the next time you look up at that glowing band of the Milky Way stretching across the sky, I want you to ask yourself, are you just looking up at distant, cold stars? Or are you looking at a mirror? Are you looking at your origin? You are the universe experiencing itself. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and never stop looking up.